We as pagans need Christians because they are righteous and strong right now in very dark and uncertain times. And because of that, we have to make unlikely alliance. Now, to any Christians who would watch this, the quintessentials of our moralities are very different, but we arrive to the same conclusions. For example, one such example is how both Germanic and Norse pagans and Christians need to not have intercourse before marriage. Now, I know there are other types of pagans who don't practice that. But just as there are true Christians and the ones that came after, there are also true pagans from Proto-Indo-European times, from the Yamnaya people, that all Europeans come from. And the descendants of those, and of their mythology, and of their brand of paganism, the closest resembling modern paganism is Norse or Germanic. It closely resembles the paganism that Yamnaya had and practiced. Now, to explain the actual difference between our moralities, as I explained in previous videos, but still, I'll explain it here quickly. Christians view morality through the lens of good versus evil. Now, the thing is, for pagans that don't understand Christians, it's not about good and evil. For Christians, is not dictated by their logic, by their mind, right? It's not man-made. These concepts are not man-made. They are made by God, by divine grace of God. And we have to respect that. That means that a true Christian has morals that are unchanging. They're written in stone. And he's like a stone, unchanging and unmoving. And we need to respect that, and we need to be like that as well. Because our morals are based upon honor and shame. Now, it's not just about the current modern honor and shame, because that would be moral relativism. Our honor and shame are based upon our ancestors and upon gods, things that are unchanging. Or our gods to some degree can be changing, but our ancestors certainly not. If something would be shameful to our ancestors, or to the gods, or to us, then that's bad in our morality. We don't do it. Vice versa, if something would be honorable, then it's good in our morality. This is how we operate. This is how we view the world. This is the main difference between us, Christians and pagans, beside the fact that we're polytheistic and you're monotheistic. When you look at the history, we had some differences. That's an understatement. But we need to realize, pagans need to realize that we were attacking Christians as well. First, look at the Vikings. And Christians need to understand that a lot of pagans view you with resentment for destroying pagan culture in Europe. But the quintessential thing is that I'm trying to show you is that we're very much alike. And despite our history, we need to finally put it to rest. We need to learn to forgive and forget. Because we are very close to faith. Closer than anyone else, I believe. I believe that seeing what happens in Scandinavia right now is heartbreaking when it comes to people's morality. Because they don't believe in anything. They don't even believe in morality itself. They cannot understand if something is fun and if something is pleasurable, how can it be bad? How can it be evil? Right? And that's what I believe is a corrupted version of Christian morality. Because they no longer remember honor and shame. This was completely ripped away. A lot of people I talked with, not everyone, but a lot of people I talked with, they don't believe in those concepts anymore. They think they're useless, worthless. They still understand quintessentials of good and evil, but they don't view it through the lens of God. They don't view it through the lens of divine rules. They think that good and evil is man-made, and it's also dictated by man and constantly changing in accordance to the times we live in. This, of course, creates an issue where things that we may find most deplorable today may be completely fine tomorrow. It's a problem. Now, I believe there are some clarifications needed for Christians. There is a misunderstanding about human sacrifices. Yes, humans were sacrificed by pagans. But these were criminals. They were murderers. They were deserters. They were cowards. They didn't follow in accordance to our morality and our laws, so they were put to death. Just as in the Bible, there are people who were not acting in accordance to God's divine law and were put to death. Nowadays we don't practice that, but this is our history, same as it was history of Christians. Again, we're not so different. There is no point in animosity between us. Furthermore, we both believe in the apocalypse, in the end days. We have Ragnarok, you have the Judgment Day. And we both believe that during the end times, we will know that the end times are coming because there will be no righteous man left standing. And I think that makes both of us Christians and pagans. It makes our divine duty to remain as righteous as we possibly can, in accordance to our cultures and our faiths. And that's why we need each other. We need to help each other. We need to respect each other. There is no place for ideological and religious wars between us. Because there are far worse things out there. Things that want to hurt and corrupt your people and my people. And we need each other. And I genuinely don't know if we can still fix people who are already broken. It's heartbreaking. But I believe there is hope for the future. We have to be educated right now to help those in the future see the light. Whether it be Christian or pagans. I have no issue, believe it or not, with my future children being Christians. Again, I have tremendous respect for Christians. I think they are one of the most righteous people. The true Christians, of course. The true Christians are as righteous as the most righteous pagans. We're not so different. But the main thing is, even outside of Christianity, pagans or atheists, people from Scandinavia, people from Europe, from anywhere, you need to understand that our way, the new way, modern way, just because it's new, it doesn't mean it's better, it doesn't mean it's best. Our society is a grand experiment. It's relatively new, historically. There were mightier empires who have fallen. And this one day will fall as well. People will ridicule you if you decide to go against the grain. If you decide to stay righteous. If you will live in accordance to the old morality, whether it be Christian morality or pagan morality, people will ridicule you. They'll call you crazy. They'll call you crazy, and you may lose loved ones, family members, friends. They may abandon you. This isn't a path that will grant you riches, popularity. This isn't a path that will reward you. This isn't about that. And I think that both Christians and pagans understand that. That the faith isn't about being rewarded. This isn't about what God can do for you. This is about what you can do for God. Again, in that way, we are very similar. And to the people that may say that pagans were selfish, they weren't as devoted to their gods. They didn't think about what they can do for the gods. People were throwing their lives away just for a chance. Just for a chance to sit at All-Father's table in Valhall. You cannot tell me that pagan way isn't about sacrifice, self-sacrifice, isn't about servitude to the gods. But the main thing, the main point that I want to hammer in is that pagans, you need to respect Christians, you need to respect their faith. Don't make fun of them. Don't make fun of their faith, don't make fun of their morality. They're good, righteous people. And their faith is facing a wave of corruption, of fake people. Trying to tell them that their old way of faith was bad. Now we're gonna bring this new way, better way of conducting this faith. We know better than God himself. Yes, they are under moral threat, just as we are, with Wiccans, neo-pagans, people that think they know better than ancient scriptures, than rock carvings. We have to dispel misinformation. That's what we gotta do. And we gotta be allies. We gotta be respectful of each other. And that's it for now. If I'll think of anything else, I'll make a follow-up video. And for now, see ya.